Hi everyone, welcome to Facebook Thursday. Today I have 3 projects for you and I'm utilizing the beautiful Bouquet stamp set. I'm doing something a little bit differently today. I'm doing 2 cards and also a little packet that uses our mini treat bag die, and I put a pack of lavender seeds in there. It's perfect for Mother's Day or birthday. I am focusing on a few items that are on the retired list, and you'll see me do that through the rest of the month of April and through May. So I wanted to showcase these products just in case you want them and to serve as a reminder for you. I do want to point out this card. It's a little bit different. It's a fun fold card, and what's different about it is it's a different fold. It still will fit in the envelope. However, this front panel comes out, as well as you can write on the inside. So actually it's like 2 cards in one. You can give this as a gift card holder, where you can slip the gift card in there, and you can write the message on the inside, and then they can use this as a little note card to stick in an envelope and reuse it, repurpose it. This card right here is just a basic birthday card, and I do have Mother's Day on here and birthday on here. You can interchange them in case you don't have a mother to give them to. You can just put happy birthday. So we're going to get started. But before I get started, I want to remind you about my project sheets that are on my blog as I go live. So all you have to do is download them. Just click on the link, download them, and then you have these for your records. It has the sizes that I'm using, as well as the product names, numbers, and prices. Okay. Next, I want to tell you about what I'm giving away this week. This week I am giving away some make and takes that I had done last week or the week before last. Anyway, what I'm doing is giving out 2 full packs of the make and takes to 2 lucky winners. I had a request for this, so I thought that it's a good opportunity to give these away. So let me pull those in, and we'll see who the lucky people are. Okay, all you have to do to get into my drawing is just share my video or my post sometime before we go live. So anyway, I had quite a few, and we're going to go ahead and shuffle these up and pull a couple of them. I do have a guest in the room today. One of my downline is here observing, and her name is Janice. So say hi to Janice, everybody. Anyway, maybe I should have Janice come up and pull one. The first one I'll pull, and wow, it's Shelly Jeffrey again. She won last week. She's very supportive of my business, so you're going to get that, Shelly. And then I'll have Janice pull one, so you'll see a different set of hands. Watch her pull her own. Oh, and look at it, Stephanie Milross. Stephanie gets this set as well. So anyway, so thank you for sharing my post. Also, if you would like to receive all of the make and takes from this week, all you have to do is place a minimum $30 order by Monday, the 16th of April, using this hostess code, and I will send them to you. Okay, so let's get started. Let's see. We'll start off with this card first, and if you noticed, I have some lined envelopes as well. I added some DSP on the flap of the envelope just to dress it up, and it looks really nice together. I do want to show you the stamp sets, though, that I am using. I'm using the Beautiful Bouquet, the Beautiful Day, the Garden in Bloom, and a Mother's Flair. Now these 2 are in the Occasions catalog. This one, the Mother's Day, is going to be, a Mother's Flair is going to be discontinued. The Beautiful Day is going to be brought into the new catalog. The Garden in Bloom and Beautiful Bouquet, these are in the annual catalog. This one's staying, and to be honest with you, I can't remember if Garden in Bloom is being discontinued, but I can let you know on my blog or on my Facebook group page. Okay, let me show you where you can find these in the catalog. The Beautiful Bouquet is found on page 92. The Oops, let me see. The Garden in Bloom is found on page 156, and the reason I'm using this one with it is I'm using the leaves. And then the other two stamp sets are in the Occasions catalog. The first one, the Beautiful Day, I'm utilizing this image here. That's on page 26. And finally, the Mother's Flare is found on page 46, and that is being discontinued. So if you like that, you better pick that up pretty quickly. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat because some of these images are used with the photopolymer stamp set. Okay, I did a few things offline. So first of all, my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And just a reminder, you do not have to write these sizes down because they are on my blog as we went live. Okay? All right. So we're going to bring in one of the pieces of Whisper White, and we're going to do a lot of stamping. So I'm going to let you see this. Now this is random, so every one will be slightly different. Don't worry if you make it yourself and it doesn't look exactly like mine. I'm sure it's still pretty. So make sure you have enough ink on here. And I'll be checking some of the comments here in just a few minutes. So as you can see, I'm just stamping this randomly. Put a couple down here. I'm sure all of you also have had a chance to see on Facebook and on some of the blogs out there that we had a color revamp. I'm going to be posting all the information on my blog within the next couple of days. Next, I'm using Old Olive, and we're going to use two different stamps to complete this, the outside and then the filler. Okay, so the first one is going to be full strength. And again, I'm just stamping this randomly. And actually, my card is probably going to be slightly different than my sample. Oops. Okay, I'm going to come in with the inside of the leaf. Now this one, I'm going to stamp off. So I'm just going to tap it and then fill in here. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it does kind of have the look of being watercolored. Just kind of get it close. Remember, if you like this video, also I'd appreciate it if you just share it or click like at the bottom. That helps my video to be seen a little bit more. Okay, so that's done. And then we're going to bring in the little, let me show you what it looks like. We're actually going to use this image right here. It's hard to see, but we're going to use this in Wisteria Wonder. Now this one, actually, Wisteria Wonder is being discontinued or retired. I know it was confusing when people saw the retired list and all the colors were on there. It was because all the stamp pads are being discontinued and redesigned. All the colors are not. I think it's 13, but I'm not sure. But when you see the new colors, I think you'll be happy. They're absolutely beautiful. Okay, so there is the finished base of the card. What I'm going to do is add some Wink Stella, and before I do that, let me look at some of the images, or some of the comments here. See if there's any questions. Ladies, also, if you have a question, if you could put it in all caps, it'll be easier for me to see. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any questions so far. Okay, so if you have used Wink Stella before, it's really cool. And if you you know that it's cool. If you haven't used it, if you purchase a Wink Stella, when you get it, it will have a black band right in there. You have to take that off. If you don't take that off, the ink won't come down, or the glitter. And all you have to do is squeeze it here, and you'll see it come through the barrel there. And all you have to do is squeeze it one time. Once you see the ink, it's good to go. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this on camera, but it's really pretty. It adds a nice little sparkle. We're going to attach this to a piece of Wisteria Wonder. And of course, the paper or the cardstock is also being discontinued. For those of you that have been around Stampin' Up! For a while, you'll know that they're bringing back some previously retired products, and they're absolutely beautiful. Okay, this piece is from our Petal Garden DSP set. I'm going to snail this down. We'll put this right in here. Okay, now we're going to bring in some ribbon. I promised you guys a bow tutorial, and I am planning that. I just have a lot of classes going on right now. I'm doing a weekend retreat next weekend, as well as some regular classes, so it's taken up a lot of time to get prepared for that. Not to mention I have a full-time job. Okay. There you go. You have the ribbon on. The key is, though, is to get the knot in the center tight, because then it makes the loops kind of puffy, and that makes it look pretty. Okay? Always cut these on an angle. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to stamp the Happy Birthday. And this one comes from the Beautiful Day, I believe it's called. Yes, Beautiful Day stamp set. I'm using Wisteria Wonder on here. Hope I can get this straight. Never fails when you're trying to do it on camera. It's different. Well, it's not too straight, so we're going to do it over again. I'll just flip it over on the back. Maybe this will be better. That's better. Okay, this goes up on dimensionals. Ladies, if you have a favorite stamp set that you know is being discontinued, and you would like me to do some samples on it and maybe incorporate it into a Facebook Live presentation, just let me know. Send me an email, and I'd be happy to do that for you. One thing you don't want to do is let those get away from you, because once they're gone, they're gone. Anything that's retiring. Okay, so this is just going to be popped up here. Then we're going to bring in the card and put it on the card. I'll check for comments again here in a second. Okay. What do you think so far? Let me show you the inside of the card. It just looks like this. Now you can stamp it like that, or you can add your own little flair. So I do need the Pool Party back again, and the flower stamp. I'm just going to do it randomly. I'll just do it like this. Who says it has to be the same all the time? Now this one, we're just going to stamp a few leaves. All right, and then the inside, remember, is stamped off first. And I do want to thank everybody who has been placing orders with me in the past weeks. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, we're going to add this to another piece of Wisteria Wonder. And I'm going to take the white, solid white baker's twine and tie it around here with a bow. Oops, I can get this. The smaller or thinner the ribbon is, the harder it is to tie a bow. Okay, I'm going to loop this over. Now, what I like to do is hold the loop with my finger as I'm pulling this, because then it doesn't twist. Same thing here. And then just pull it again to tighten it up. Okay, I'm going to trim this off. Many of you know that I do Breakfast Club on Saturdays. I call it Breakfast Club. It's really not a club. It's just kind of a drop in every week if you can class. And we do one card. And when I'm done with this card here, I'm going to show you. I did one in a different color over the weekend for my Breakfast Club class. And it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. And I used rose red, and that's another retiring color. Okay, so here's the new one in my sample, and you can see I did the inside slightly different. Oh, I forgot the purple, or the Wisteria Wonder. Let me stamp a couple of those in here. It does make a difference. Okay, there you go. All right, so there's the two. Let me show you the one I did this weekend, and this is the rose red one. I did rose red, and this is rich razzleberry. Okay, so let me show you how we're gonna do the envelopes. So with the envelope, what I did was I just cut a piece of designer series paper, and this is just 2 1/4 by 5, and I'm gonna put snail just on the outside of the envelope. I'm going to run this right along the edge, just like that. Really simple. It just dresses up the card. And I'm just going to trim this along here. We used to have the envelope liner dies, which I absolutely loved, but they were discontinued, and I typically don't use products that are discontinued because my customers always want what I have and they can no longer get it. So here's how it looks. So let me show you the card, bring back in the card. So there's your first project. I hope you like it. Let me know if you like it. Let me see if there's any other messages. Okay. Oh, good, Rita, you remembered. That's great. Okay, any questions? Yes, my sweater does match the card. And we have somebody on from Australia. Welcome. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next card. So we're going to do this one here, and this is the fun fold card that I told you about. So let me do this, bring in these products. Okay, I did the scoring offline so you didn't have to witness that, but I am going to tell you this piece of cardstock is 11 by 5.5. So what we're going to do, make sure, yep, 11 by 5.5. So I have it scored at 4 1/4 and 8.5. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to fold this up on the score line, and this is going to be folded back. So this is going to be how your card is, just like that. So I'm going to bring in the big shot, and I'm going to show you how we're going to trim this off. So one of my favorite sets is this Seasonal Layers, and it does have 17 dies in it. I'm using this scalloped edge. So let me show you what we're going to do with this. I'm going to bring in the big shot. I'm going to open this back up. Lay this right on the edge. Okay. And make sure it's even. And once I'm happy with that, oh, wait a minute. First of all, I almost messed up here. I have to take this piece of designer series paper first. And I'm going to put some snail on here. Oh my goodness, I almost messed this up. There. Now we'll run it through the big shot. It's jumping around on the big shot. It's magnetic, so there. Do you see my washi tape anywhere? Oh wow. Okay, I misplaced my washi tape, so I got to be careful with this. I think I'll be all right. Okay. Okay, so here's the scalloped edge. Let me get this out of the way. Now there's no snailing on this because the ribbon will actually just hold it in place. Okay, let me bring back in the Stampin' pad, and I'll bring in the card so you can see what we're doing here. You tie this bow. Okay, so you see this bow is just going to hold this closed, and like I said, you can actually put a gift card in here or some seed packets for Mother's Day, anything like that. What would be really cute is the seed packet and maybe a gift card to Lowe's or Home Depot, or just like an English Gardens if you live in Michigan, something like that where they can go get some flowers to plant. Okay, we're going to trim this off. Okay, so that's that. Now, I thought that I had my pieces of Whisper White, and instead I grabbed 2 pieces of cardstock, or 2 envelopes. So luckily I had some cut already. So let's get started with the stamping on this. I'm going to check the comments again. Okay, Is there any other questions? If you have questions, remember to put it in capitals. All right, so let's go ahead and start stamping this. We're going to bring back in the pool party. This is another one of those stamp sets that I've had for a while and didn't use. Okay, I'm going to bring in the green. Alright, I'm going to fill this in. This is so simple to do and so quick. Remember, I'm stamping off. And we're going to bring in the purple or the Wisteria Wonder again and just randomly stamp this. Okay. Also the Wink of Stella. Just fill this in a little bit. Give it some sparkle. Most of my card bases are always the same. The colored cardstock is usually 5 1/4 by 4. And the first layer of Whisper White or Vanilla is usually 5 by 3 3/4. So, okay, so this is going to fit in there nicely. We're going to stamp Happy Mother's Day. And that is going to be, I actually have a longer piece I'm just going to cut to fit. And I'm using the Wisteria Wonder. Make sure you get enough ink on it. Oh, I overstamped. We're going to do that again. It's a good thing I have a bigger piece. There. Okay, I'm going to trim off. Bring in this piece of just a sliver of the DSP. That right down here. And then this is going to pop up on a dimensional, just right there. I'll put one on each end. We're pretty good on time. We have one more project after this and then we're done. And like I said, you can change this to Happy Birthday as well. So now we're going to complete the inside and it looks like that. Okay. So we're just going to stamp a couple of flowers right in the corner. Back with the leaves again. Stamp off. And if you have another stamp set with leaves, you can use that. It doesn't have to be this one. We're going to add a piece of DSP across here. My table's getting a little messy here. This across. Okay. Add it to the purple, or the Wisteria Wonder. Again, we're going to use the solid white baker's twine. Okay. Trim this off a little bit. We're going to add this to the inside of the card. Remember, this is like 2 cards in one. And there is your second project, along with one of the envelopes. Okay, so there's project number 2. Let me get this cleaned up a little bit. Remember, ladies, to place your orders before Monday night to receive all 3 of these make and takes. The last project is this cute little treat bag. Let me just get this out of the way. Okay, this treat bag is another die that Stampin' Up! Currently has in the catalog. However, it is being discontinued, so again, if you want this die set, it's a good idea to get this right away, because I believe it's available guaranteed through May 7th, or after May 7th, it's only until supplies last. Now, to make this, it requires 2 different dies, 2 pieces to the die. You have both these pieces, and I'm going to show you how you put it together. Get this out of the way. Okay, so I ran it through the Big Shot ahead of time, so this is what it looks like. And let me get some tear and tape and also a bone folder. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold on the score line and also on this score line. And before I put it together, I'm going to show you actually what I like to do. And this is in Pool Party paper. Okay, let me take a look at the comments. Okay, so it's going to go in like this, and then this is going to flip up just like that. But what I like to do, this kind of gets hung up there, so I like to put this on, cut this on an angle to give it the clearance that it needs. So you don't have to be really straight, because it's going to be covered by this piece right here. You do, however, have to cut both of these sides just up to that score line. Okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to put your tear and tape right on there. So put it right up to the score line, but do not cross the score line. All right, I'm going to take this off, top of it off, just like that. Okay, so it's going to go together. I'm going to lay that down. It's going to go together just like this. So you're going to line it up right up to the score line, and Again, don't go over the score line. People tend to want to line that up evenly, but if you can see this right here, that end of the point is going to connect right there. All right, so then it goes together like this, and then this folds up. So now we're going to put some sticky strip or tear and tape right there as well as there. I didn't use this die enough, and I wish I would have, because it's perfect for sticking gift cards in as well, or little treats. I think I'll use it a lot for my grandson for his school, for his little kids in school in his class, for little treats. For different holidays and things. It's an easy one to do. Alright, so what we're going to do is fold this one in, fold that one over top of it, and then the bottom flap goes up. So then there's your treat bag. Alright, so we're going to bring this piece of DSP in, and again, this is from the Petal Garden. It's 2 inches by 3 3/4. So this will actually fit right inside an envelope if you wanted to use an envelope. And put this right across, and if there's any excess, which there is, you're going to just trim it off with your scissors. Okay, just like that. I did do a couple of things offline, so I cut out a circle with the stitch framelits. We're going to go ahead and stamp the flower on here. And I believe this one is the Pool Party, yes. And again, the leaves. I'll do it down here. And the inside of the leaf. And with the stamping. Okay, do I have... Okay, we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. And then we'll just snail it down. And the Wisteria Wonder is done with the layering circle dies. Those are a must-have too, I think. I use those quite a bit. Alright, so we're going to put this right in the center and bring back in the ribbon. And I'll try and go slowly with this ribbon so you can see. I always start off with the ribbon to the left. I'm right-handed, so I start off to the left. Then I take the ribbon, bolt of ribbon, and push it over to the side, right on top. Then what I like to say is left over right. So I'm taking this piece that was on the left over to the right, and I bring this down. But what I like to do is take this piece and turn it on its back. See how I'm doing that? And pull tightly. I make the bunny ear with the bottom one always, and I point it up to, looking at the United States, up to the northwest. I bring this from the top over and make the loop and point that northeast. So it's going in that direction. So now it always is the same. And put your fingers in there to adjust it so you don't pull the loops completely out. And then we're going to trim this off like normal. And there's just one more piece of this, and then we're done with this whole project, just about. Okay, so here's a piece of Pool Party, and we're going to do just a little bit more stamping and we're done. Okay, we're just using the Wisteria Wonder, and we're just going to stamp randomly these little flowers all the way across. They don't have to be perfectly straight at all. It's just a little bit of a trim. Put some snail on the back of this. Trim off any excess. And then I'm just going to show you how I did the seed packet. What I did was I took this punch, which is the pretty label punch, and a piece of Wisteria Wonder, and punched it out. Then all I did, you can use the score or the cutter, or you can just do it by hand and just cut this in half. I put snail on both of them. I attached one to the back and lined up the front with some more snail and just put this on the front. So it's just a little pull tag for your seed packet. Alright, so anyway, here are your projects. Let me get them in the camera for you again. Close these up. Remember, ladies, to place your order by Monday to receive all these projects in the mail. I hope everybody's getting their projects that I'm sending to them. And here are the 3 projects today. If there's another stamp set or die set you would like to see some samples of, please remember to let me know. Just send me a message. And click like if you like this video. Share it with your friends. And I want to thank you very much for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.